Hello and welcome to Matt's Garage. This is part 2 of our antenna mast support project, the tilting antenna mast support. And as you can see here, and if you remember from part 1, we've got the post in. I took the form away. I haven't backfilled it yet, but I'll get to that probably once the project is close to done. And we're ready for the next step, which is to use a heavy-duty hinge to mount this piece that you see down here of 2x pressure treated lumber. This started out as a 2x8, which is 7 1/4 inches wide. I ripped it down to 4.5 inches wide. That's a little bit wider than the post. It'll look good. It'll give me more than enough room to mount the fiberglass mast to it. And the heavy-duty hinge, again, is one that's available from your local box store. I've got a level here. Once I get the first screw up top, I'll just make sure that this is level before I get a second screw in. I've got a couple of lag screws. I didn't measure them. They look like the 2.5 inch variety. The mast and this board aren't really that heavy. It should be no problem if I run a couple of those in there. And I've got two drivers, one with a 3/8 inch socket on it, and the other with a drill bit on it. I don't really have to pre-drill here, but I'm just going to anyway. It'll make the lag bolt, the lag screw rather, go in a little bit easier. So let's get started. I'm going to drill a pilot hole first on the upper hole of the hinge, and then get that first bolt in. We'll level it off and we'll keep going. So let's go. Let's drill a hole. All right, we got the first hole drilled. So let's get that bolt in. One correction, this is a 7/16 socket head. I actually had to pause and go over and get the right one. I have two different lag bolts. I'm just using what I had laying around. So now that we have the right socket, let's get that in. All right, that's in. It's just the tiniest bit loose, which is good because that's going to help me get the level in place. Motorcycle season. As you can see, I'm in the t-shirt today. It's really just the next day when I had a couple of layers on, but now we are firmly in t-shirt weather. So I'm just going to eyeball this level. That looks pretty darn good. Just gonna hold that there. And we're gonna get the next hole pre-drilled. I felt it shift a little bit, so what I'm going to do is just start this second screw and then adjust the level one more time. All right, there we go. Probably could have clamped this let's do one more check on level. That is going to be just fine. A degree here or there is not going to be a big deal. Now, I don't have all of the lag screws that I need, so I'm going to get one more in, and then I'm going to go to my local big box stores and get some ALH stamped lag screws, a couple more just like this, and we should be able to get this whole thing in. One thing you might notice is I do have a little shim here underneath the 2x material here that's actually going to be the pivoting part of the mast, and that's because I want to make sure it's a little off the ground. I don't want to have any problems with clearance at the bottom as this thing tilts up. So let's take a little pause, and when we come back, I'll have all of the lag screws that I need, and we'll finish this up. All right, I'm back from the big box store. I've got my lag screws, and so we can finish this up. I'll probably do some of this off camera. It's not terribly exciting to watch me drill holes and put bolts in, but let me get one or two more in, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so we're firmly attached to the post. Next step is I'm going to go into the garage and get a couple of smaller bolts that won't go all the way through the 2x4, the 2x material, and we'll get the other piece squared up and attached, and then we'll see how our hinge action works. Be right back. Okay, I found some appropriate screws. They look like they're, well, they don't look like, they are just slot head screws. They will work just fine in this application. I mean, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to drill the top hole. Let's see if I can get that centered as I can. And let's get this driven in place. All right, that is pretty good. All right, we've got two in place. I feel that's good enough for us to do a little test. So let's do a test of the tilting. I'm gonna get the shim out of the way. Little bit of give in the hinge mechanism, which is actually a good thing. The screws don't get in the way. This is going to be just about perfect. For the most part, this is going to be in the upright position virtually at all times. So there'll be, some pressure on the hinge, but really not that much. And then from time to time, it's going to do this. I realize my head is out of the frame, but let's just get this back on the ground. We don't need the shim at this point. Yeah, so that is pretty good. That is exactly what we wanted to do. What I'll do off camera is get the rest of these screws in place, and then we'll get to the next step, which is mounting the winch. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.